Hello and welcome to Chip Advisor. Yes, hello there. I'm Phil, and this is Chip Advisor, the food-based podcast that deep dives into a different type of food each episode. Today we're talking about Quality Street, and I am here with Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
I'm very well, thank you. Blessings, friends and listeners.
Have you had a nice week, Lewis?
Things are ramping up in Vickering World for Christmas. I have. It is my day off today, and I've been out to buy the Christmas tree. So we're ready to decorate.
Oh, lovely, lovely stuff. Okay, and
leaving it a bit late, I would say.
Oh, leaving it late.
Yeah. I mean, I've been very concerned for the welfare of your Christmas tree for some weeks now. Michael, welcome, Michael. How's your Christmas tree?
Oh, sorry. Oh dear.
Right, I'll come back to you, Michael.
Sorry, Yorkshire pudding wrap.
Yeah, I'll come back to you. I can hear the listeners shouting.
Harry, where's Harry? Harry!
I've been away and now I've come back again.
Oh, what a treat that is for us that you've come back.
Thank goodness.
What an absolute treat. How are you?
Honestly, I've been listening the last couple of weeks. I mean, it's just ridiculous, the nonsense you get up to when I'm not here. So there's a firm hand on the tiller again, going round the Horn of Africa to the East Indies. We don't need to talk about that. I was so cross at Mike's ignorance of everything that isn't in Alderholt. Just the rest of the world. But anyway, we don't need to talk about that. It's Christmas now. I haven't got my Christmas tree yet.
What?
There's been mutterings. Now let me tell you. There was a rule in our house growing up, which is a sentence I use quite often on this podcast. That we never got the Christmas tree until after my birthday. My birthday is next Tuesday. Just because I know Lewis will be getting the cake mix ready for the
5th. Harry's taken everyone down in this introduction. Brace yourself, Phil.
Yeah. So we never got it. We never got it until after my birthday because obviously you have to keep your birthday separate from Christmas. And so I was saying, well, we'll get it next week with the 8th and 9th, I think, or possibly 9th and 10th. But no, there was mutterings in our house this very morning about that we might get it tomorrow. But yeah, it was Christmas jumper day for my daughter at school today.
Very good.
And I think I might have accidentally sent you that email, Phil, by the looks of it. You seem to have got your Christmas jumper on.
It's not a Christmas jumper. Don't you start. This is plural. This is just flowers.
Oh, is it? I thought it was snowflakes. Oh, anyway, sorry.
No,
That's
just
no
flowers,
help.
flowers.
No help to our listeners. So we'd answered your question about 10 minutes ago. Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, it's good. I was in your neck of the woods. In your neck of the woods this morning, my daughter was singing at Cranbourne Garden Centre.
Yes, I a witness saw you there.
Right, yeah,
relation of mine.
They do that genuinely, right? So the other week it was my wife's birthday, and I secretly took the morning off work to do some birthday shopping in a place called Castle Point, which is like a shopping centre 25 minutes from where we are. And I thought she'll never know.
Don't park in the underground bit. That's my advice.
No, not safe. So I was there for opening. And I was there, so bright and early, and I bumped into a lady we knew from church, lovely lady, and she was also doing shopping. She was getting her Christmas shopping early, and then I got a phone call about 11:30 from my wife saying, "Oh, are you at work? Yeah, oh, you're not at Castle Point. What?
No.
Word gets back. Wherever I go, people. Anyway, we don't need to know about being stalked on a regular basis because we're also here today with a man who today I found out wore girls' knickers to school. Mike, how are you?
That's not strictly true, actually.
Well, it is. I've got a text from you saying so.
No, I wore girls' knickers at school, but not to school. It was only
You got changed.
it was only after I'd pooed myself that I was forced to wear the girls' knickers from the lost property.
Oh,
Oh.
sixth form. Sixth form was a wonderful time.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, tree's been up 2 weeks, lads. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we've still got so I've never had a real tree, and the idea of it, excites me, but at the same time, we've still got a Christmas tree that was gifted to us when we got married, which was 2006, and that was secondhand then. Someone gave us a Christmas tree that on the outside of the box says it was reduced to £10 at Woolworths. So we still it's still going strong. So we'll probably just get that out again. But
that surprises me. Because your wife is one of the biggest fans of Christmas I think I know.
I know.
I thought she'd be all over various new trees and decorations and stuff everywhere.
Yeah, no, it's this rickety old thing that's still just about going strong. We'll get it out the loft and see what condition it's in.
Have you opened your advent calendars today, lads?
Yes, I have.
December. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
going to be that guy. Advent doesn't actually start till Sunday. Just
Brilliant.
to let you know.
Thank you, Vicar.
I've got it out the way. Now
Yeah.
let's go back to our Advent calendars, which we have
it's not
open
Christmas
today.
for ages yet, is it, mate? Not
Yeah,
not
that's
Christmas
the
for
one.
ages.
Full 12
not-
days.
Was it not last Sunday?
No, very unusual this year.
Oh, good.
Very unusual this year.
Why?
Well, it's 4 Sundays before Christmas Advent starts, and because Christmas is on a Monday, you get your last Sunday of Advent falls on Christmas Eve.
Well,
Ah.
I'm doing Advent slightly differently this year, lads.
Okay,
Right.
So
brace yourself.
I'm covering the buttons. Don't worry.
it's fine. No, so I've been giving it a bit of thought, and I was thinking there are 24 days in Advent, right? And there are 24. Okay, all right, guys, let's just
carry
say
on.
the calendar.
On your calendar.
There are 24 windows on the calendar, and there are 24 days in Advent. But there are also 24 hours in a day. So I've bought 24 Advent calendars, and I'm having one chocolate an hour. They're all Barbie, because that's all that Morrison's had. Maurice, the chocolate.
No, Mikey, no, Mikey, that was so not right.
So yeah, 24 Barbie calendars currently on my desk here at work, working my way through the first one. And the beauty of it is, by the time I get into work, 8 hours have passed.
I was going to say, are you waking every hour to eat a chocolate?
No.
Drive to work and then get a chocolate.
Then drive home, back to bed.
Stacking them up in the evening or the next morning. But yeah, but throughout the working day, chocolate an hour.
Right. Does this relate to the fact you've joined the gym?
Yeah, well, I'm burning it all off, lads. I was at Cardio Grit
Right.
this morning at 6:15 a.m.
Oh, this is right. It's that phase of the year again, is it?
Yeah. Well, I've got a month early.
I mean, it's very much counterintuitive. You're stuffing your face with chocolate and going to the gym. If you just did neither, you'd probably end up at the same result, right?
No, but I wouldn't get to enjoy chocolate. But then I am enjoying Cardio Grit. There's some merit in what you're saying. But I do, if you take into consideration just how small these chocolates are, actually, 24 of them is probably the equivalent of a chocolate bar.
Okay, well, whilst we're talking about chocolate,
yes,
you don't mind,
a lovely segue.
Thank you. Quality Street, then. So, for those who don't live in the UK, Quality Street is a box or a tin, and inside is a selection of different chocolates or toffees covered in chocolate or toffees not covered in chocolate, various different flavors in nice fancy wrappers that often get gifted at Christmas or throughout the year. They've been going for a very long time. Do you want to know a bit about Quality Street? I'm not going to bore you for too long on Quality Street, if I'm honest.
Please do.
Got a quiz to get to. So the history of Quality Street begins in the 1890s.
Phil.
Yes.
Hi. Sorry, can I stop you there? And this will be edited out. Can I suggest that we mute ourselves when we're not talking, because I'm hearing a lot of echo again.
Okay.
So unless we're talking, just mute ourselves. I know that
Okay.
that means we don't get to laugh uncontrollably. If you're going to laugh, then I'm Mike.
Well, it's unlikely you'll laugh at the history of
Okay.
Quality Street, but
Let's do it.
prepare yourself.
Muting myself now. Muting myself now.
So the history of Quality Street begins in the 1890s with John and Violet McIntosh. You don't get enough Violets these days. In fact, I don't think I know anyone called Violet. Anyone know a Violet? I mean, this isn't what we're here for.
Wasn't
Please
there
do
one
speak
in
now.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Violet Beauregard or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Yeah. Palmer
remember.
Violet.
No, it's not a real person, Lewis. That's just a stage name.
Right. Good info.
Yep. So yeah. Anyway, Violets. Anyway, we've established. I mean, that proves my point, really. So they created a new sweet by mixing hard toffee and runny caramel, which they named Macintosh's Celebrated Toffee. And John McIntosh, he was known as the Toffee King. People came from far and wide to visit his shop in Halifax to buy them. However, as does happen with life, John died, and his son Harold inherited the business, and in 1936 came up with a new product idea. Any guesses to what that might be?
Like a really, really runny toffee with hard toffee?
No.
A Toffee Penny.
No, it was actually a selection of chocolates and caramels that you could gift. So he thought about this decadent new product.
He invented roses. Brilliant.
We'll come on to them, I'm sure. So his idea was to cover different toffees with chocolate and individually wrap them and present them in attractive boxes. But he didn't have a name, couldn't think of an idea, but there was a big play at the time written by J.M. Barrie. I don't know what J.M. stands for, so...
Oh,
John.
Peter Pan.
He wrote Peter Pan, yeah.
He did go on to write Peter Pan. He also wrote a very popular play in the early 1900s called Quality Street. And because...
John Matthew.
Thank you. It's not... Because the guy who did the British Empire was Barry, wasn't it?
He was, yeah.
Probably a different
That
one.
was Chris Barrie.
Chris Barry, yes.
Yeah.
So the play...
He was
Barry
was
Scott.
Mike, the titular character of the British Empire.
Oh yes, he was. And do you know the very gym that I had Cardio Grit in today
Yes.
is where the
Yeah.
British Empire was filmed.
But for some reason, and I've never known why, they changed the entrance.
Yeah, weird.
You changed it. You go back and see some of those episodes with poor old Gordon or whatever. No, no, he
Gordon.
was Gordon. What was the
Colin.
Carol.
Colin?
Carol
I'm
with
thinking
the-
of
with the
Colin.
babies in the drawer.
Yes. Anyway, it's much maligned, but quality. What do you
Sitcom.
call it? Comedy.
Yeah.
Sitcom is exactly the word I was
Mm.
groping for there.
It's very sad there's no plaque or anything to mark the fact that Ringwood Leisure Centre was the...
Can you? I mean, bit of trivia. Can you tell me what the name of the leisure centre was in?
Oh, good question.
Ooh.
No,
Lovely,
I
a good
can't.
one.
I do know.
Oh, that's
Good
upset
question
me now.
for our international listeners.
Yeah.
who are
Sorry to the
stumped
guys
at
over in
this point.
Bhutan.
Yeah.
Or,
I'll tell you
or
now.
anyone born after 1990.
Well, it was Whitesbury.
Which
Oh,
is
was it?
ironic.
Leisure centre.
Which
Yeah,
is-
would never have got that.
Whitesbury is just down the road, not far from Ringwood.
yeah.
Strange.
There you go.
So there was a play taking the world by storm called Quality Street, and Harold McIntosh liked that play so much he decided to use the name for his chocolate selection. And in that chocolate selection in the original boxes, there was 11 chocolates and 7 toffees. They even branded the boxes based on the play. So there were 2 characters in the play that used to dress in Regency clothing, and they were called Captain Valentine Brown and Phoebe Throstle, which is hard for me to say. But Mr. McIntosh renamed them to Major Quality and Miss Sweetly. Would you prefer to have the surname Quality or Sweetly?
Quality, defo.
Definitely,
Oh.
absolutely.
Oh no, Reverend Sweetly.
Oh, that's very, very Jane Austen. That.
It is, isn't it?
yeah.
I'd quite like
Yes,
to have
it
the
is.
first name Quality, if I could.
Quality Botto.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something you
There's
don't
a-
hear that often.
There's a footballer called Marvellous Macamba.
There is.
And along similar lines, I'd like to be Quality Botto.
Okay. We'll see what we can do. So so they were very successful. These Quality Street in 1969, Macintosh merged with Roundtree, made Macintosh Roundtree, but they kept the Quality Street name. And in the 1980s, they became part of Nestle. There have been over 100 different TV adverts for Quality Street. Let me play you one and see if you remember this one. See if you remember this.
Ah, Mr. Johnson! Hello, Mr. Johnson! Hello, Mr. Johnson!
Magic moments when too hard to carry.
Oh, that's taking me back.
Oh, it really has. That's a beautiful advert.
It is, isn't it? It's a real treat, that advert. And it includes Burt Bacharach's Magic Moments, sung by Perry Como, and which they continue to use for years and years. Quality Street, didn't they?
Yes,
That was-
anonymous
yes.
with the sweets. Yes, indeed.
So
Sorry,
that was a small child who keeps kicking his football kite, bow and arrows over the fence
Yes.
and annoying his neighbour. And then he gives him a box of chocolate streets. Could you not, Phil, have given a box of Quality Street to your farmer friend from over the fence? And he may not have manured your sheets.
He may have melted them down.
If that had actually occurred, you could have.
Isn't
bought
that
him-
what Mike?
True.
Isn't that what Mike did with his pants? When you were the sheets?
Oh, boys, come on now.
They were knickers, not pants. Oh no, they were pants.
No, they
Became
were
knickers.
pants.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right there.
What I'd like to know, I mean, sorry, we'll get back to Quality Street in just a moment, but back to my anecdote. It's a true story. But why were there girls' knickers in the lost property?
Decent question.
Anyway, there were, and that's what I was given. Anyway,
Was
play
this at first school?
well, yeah, of course it was at first. I mean, yes, yes.
Oh well, I don't know. It's a good question.
Phil ran into the teacher in question this morning.
No, he
Oh,
didn't.
really?
No,
My wife did.
okay, sorry. Phil's wife did this morning, and it just evoked memories immediately when upon hearing her name, Mrs. I'll give her a shout out, Helen Crump, Mrs. Crump.
Oh, Mrs. Crump. Yeah.
Yeah, Harry remembers Mrs. Crump.
Oh, of course I do. I mean, I
Yeah.
once proved myself at school, and she gave me some pants as well.
Did she?
No,
Oh.
but I did. Well, actually, no.
Go
It
on, Harry,
wasn't
tell it.
It wasn't Mrs. Crump, but I can't think what.
He's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
editing a story in his mind
Yeah,
here about whether
yeah.
he's going to
Yes,
tell
yeah.
it.
I'm just trying to remember the details. I had a bit of an upset tum. There was a contemporary of yours, Mike, because we all famously know that you're actually in the year above me at school, although we ended
Yes.
our school days together.
Yes.
Listener, read into that what you will. And there
Harry's
was-
very intelligent.
yes, yeah, yeah.
I
it
just
would
love
be.
school.
You just love school. Her daughter was at school and she never missed a day of school and got an award. What was her name?
Oh yes, Mrs. Gill.
Gill. Mrs. Gill, after I'd had my incident at school, she took me home because she lived just around the corner. And it was
Oh.
the 80s and we didn't have Ofsted and you could do things like that.
What
But
were you
I-
wearing home? What were you wearing home?
It's a good question. Possibly my PE kit.
Soiled
Commando.
PE kit.
Yes. And I famously I had to wear shorts to school every day, even in the snow, even with a duffel coat.
Was this
So-
his punishment?
Well, ask my mother. Anyway, so it was one pair of shorts to another. I mean, how can you have a situation where it's so cold that you need to wear a duffel coat, the world's itchiest coat, but the shorts are still worn? Anyway,
I mean,
sorry.
it's very akin to Craig David and his bobble hat and vest combo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
I was wondering where you're going then, but anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. And so, Quality Street,
So
Mr.
Yeah.
and
isn't
Mrs.
it-
Street.
Mr. and Mrs. Street. So yeah, isn't it weird at school if someone at first school someone poos themselves, and this happened. I was next to a boy who pooed himself, and it came out of his trouser leg as
Yeah.
we were sat down, and all they do is right, get a bucket of sawdust, sprinkle that over, job done. How does that do anything?
No, I didn't know they did that with poos and wees. Definitely vomit.
I was going to say, that's a classic sick.
That is classic sick covering. I've not known it for.
I do think they attempt to clear it before they cover it in sawdust. So they don't make some sort of mashup of feces and sawdust.
Yeah,
so the lad I was next to, they went to clean him up and presumably get some knickers for him. But he went, and I still had to say where I was sat next to where he was previously sat, and the stench was not masked by sawdust. Not in a million. Maybe they tried clearing it up, but it was just a strong one.
Oh, we've come full circle. Oh, no, go on, Lewis. Go on.
No, I was going to say, I thought maybe you were then sick because of the smell, and then we needed more sawdust.
The caretaker's out back cutting down trees because it's humans so much sawdust.
So,
I think it's sorry.
Talking of dreadful stenches, if I can just go back to my cardio grip class this morning, lads, because
no, please don't.
There were only 3 of us in the class.
It
was a virtual class, so you're watching it like on a screen and sort of doing it along in the gym there. There were 3 of us, and one lady, Sally, she had to leave after 5 minutes because she hurt her back, and then it was just me and another gentleman. I believe his name is Neil, and we were there doing our cardio grip, burpees and push-ups and such like.
Is it cardio grip with a P or grit with a T?
Oh, very much with a T.
Okay, cool.
Very much with a T. Anyway, I let out a little path, and
those Advent chocolates.
Yeah,
it was quite the stench, and it lingered for a long time. And of course, he knew I'd done it. I full well knew I'd done it, and we had to continue to exercise in that kind of horrible cloud of path for a good 5 minutes. It was very awkward at the end.
Maybe you could have taken the Sally route and pretended that he'd hurt his back.
Yeah, should have done. Oh, maybe it was her. Maybe it was her, and she'd then said the timings would add up. Actually, maybe it was her. But I know I was pathing, so I'll take responsibility. But very awkward scenario.
Yeah, because in the British Empire at that point, Colin would have come in and presumed there was some sort of gas leak, and he'd have closed the whole of the centre down, and the pool would have had to have been closed and evacuated, and okay, lovely. Anyway,
okay,
so Quality Street then. Quality Street. We've had enough feces chat today, I reckon. To we don't need any more. So So since they've been round trees, they've been advertised a lot. They've now become a traditional Christmas treat to share as a family, or to keep in emergency stock in case someone turns up with a present that you're not expecting at Christmas, and you can go, "Oh, we got you these for your family." Anyone else have emergency presents just in case?
No, I just get gifts from my friends, Phil.
All right, okay.
Gifts from my friends.
All right, mate.
Yeah.
You don't have but like, what if someone randomly turns up and says, "Oh, these are for your family. Here's some Marks and Spencer's biscuits that you weren't expecting." Isn't it good to have something out back just in case?
Yeah. It sounds very wise, but it's not something I've ever done.
Oh, gents.
No, not with confectionery, because it just gets eaten. I mean, it's a good theory, but it's the last minute children's party, and you've got to rush out and buy a gift because your child has been invited.
Yes,
and it's a difficult time when they become too old for the sort of $2.99 books that you get in quality books, or they have to move on to more expensive things.
My children will be listening to this, but we used to when they got a load of presents at Christmas, if they had a birthday party, we would, because they wouldn't really remember, they'd open all their presents, they'd have like 25, and we would all sneak a couple and put them in the top of our wardrobe to reuse at parties.
No way!
Yeah. So we
Wow.
always had surplus. We always had a bit of surplus.
Lovely.
This is outrageous.
Yeah.
I don't think that's particularly kind on the giver or your children.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was the poorer presents that we put to one side, but
But how did you
just about
know? How did
passable-
you
just
know they
about
were going to
passable
be?
on.
How did you know they were going to be poorer presents?
Oh, well, we don't. No, we'd let them unwrap the presents, but once opening their pile of presents, we'd put the presents minus a couple of our choosing in the top of the wardrobe.
But what if they said, "Oh, I'd quite like to play with that Parker
They
calligraphy
never
set
did.
someone bought me in
They
the
never
90s."
did, and that's my point. Really, they didn't really need them.
Okay, right.
Who needs
fine.
24 presents? Come on.
Yeah,
Talking of,
the
Go on,
danger
Harry.
is that you give that gift back to the child that gave you the
Comes full
gift in the
circle.
first place, and then
Yeah.
that's an awkward question, isn't it?
It is. You're right. It is. Thankfully, we never,
Never-
until the release of this podcast, were it never came back to bite us.
Yeah.
Okay, so gents, there have been, and don't say what they are. It very much forms the quiz. A lot of flavors that have been within the Quality Street tin. So I think it's time for us to learn that by doing the quiz. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. Yeah, so nice and simple quiz. You will alternate, and if you get one wrong, then you're out. But there have been an awful lot of Quality Street chocolates over history, and I would like you to name them. Some are surprising, and you would never expect that they ever existed, but they did. There's been 51, apparently, 51 flavors which they no longer do, which is
Ooh,
a large quantity of flavors.
so
And I haven't got all of those, so it'll have to be off the selected list.
right.
Okay. My fear here is I'm going to confuse Roses and Quality Street, but let's. I just give it my best.
That's the jeopardy, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a lot of jeopardy in this. So, Michael,
Yeah.
seeing as you've had a rough podcast so far,
Yeah.
and it's mainly been bringing up your childhood. Would you like to go first? I'll get you some tension. Okay.
By golly, I feel tense. Toffee Penny.
Toffee Penny is a variety which always gets left till last. Certainly at work here when we get a box.
Oh,
to
not
share.
for me, Clive.
Oh, I like
I
a
love
toffee
a
penny.
toffee penny.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I'll go Harry next.
Oh, so there was a green triangular one.
Yes, the green triangle. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is. It's got sort of praline in the middle. It's a bit
Praline, that's the word. And they did those individually for a time. I don't know whether they still do them.
Oh yeah, they were the flagship.
And another one which I'm not going to mention because obviously that will
Oh yes.
give Lewis an easy answer.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Lewis.
The orange cream.
Orange cream. Yes, cream spelled CREME. Never
Oh, yeah.
understand it.
No, I
Correct.
never even thought about it. Well done.
It's fondant cream, boys. That's
Like
why
a
you got
cream
it.
egg. Like a cream egg. It's very
Yeah.
confusing. Okay.
Um,
Michael, back to you.
the purple one, please. The hazelnut and caramel.
The purple one is called the purple one these days. The hazelnut and caramel, that until the war was a Brazil nut. The Second World War was a Brazil nut and caramel, and in fact they still are the shape that they used to be to fit the Brazil nut in, but they are hazelnuts now. Harry.
That,
Great
do you know
trivia.
what? That is a genuinely interesting fact.
Yeah.
That really is.
Ah,
I mean, that's incredible. But there's a coffee one. Surely there's a coffee creme, cafe creme.
you think there's been a coffee creme? Well, I can
Ooh.
tell you
Oh dear.
there has actually been a coffee cream.
Okay,
It
right,
was a
fine.
coffee cream. I will allow it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lewis.
Well, sticking on the fruit-based ones, there's a strawberry cream.
Yeah, strawberry cream.
Yeah.
Strawberry delight, as it's called. But
Okay.
we're all friends here. Yep. Michael.
The toffee stick, please.
The toffee finger, as it's
Yes,
as
indeed.
it's known. Yes, the
Yep.
toffee finger. A toffee in the shape of a very rectangular finger covered in chocolate. Harry.
I always think of it as a sort of drumstick, but because it's sort of the I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why.
I get that.
But I
I can
just
see
do. There's going to be a sort of rectangular fudge one. I'm
Country
sure it's got
fudge?
its specific name, but
Country
yeah.
fudge.
Well,
Yes,
it's now-
possibly.
It's now just called fudge. But
Yeah.
it's one of, I think, in all of the boxed varieties of chocolate, it's the best fudge there is. Actually, it's in the pink wrapper. Fudge. It's just called fudge. Fudge wrapped.
Was
in
it
chocolate.
once called country fudge?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Thank you.
Lewis.
There's definitely a coconut-based one. Coconut stick. Coconut
Coconut eclair.
eclair.
yeah.
Coconut eclair, of course.
It's the rich, chewy coconut covered in milk chocolate. Do you prefer that to a bounty?
All right. No, I think I'd rather have a bounty.
Okay. Harry?
Surely it's Mike.
No,
No,
it is. I was
if
hoping
you
I was going to
prefer
get away with that.
coconut eclair.
Oh, sorry, I'll beg your
bounty.
pardon. Yeah, and people always say, "Oh, all the bounties are left till last." Well, I like a bounty in a celebration
I happen
box.
to agree. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, Michael. Quiz. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're struggling.
Well, no. There are two, and I'm not sure whether they're roses or not.
Ah.
I'm going
What was
to go
that
for the
noise?
golden
Sorry, what was that
barrel.
noise?
The golden barrel.
That was me.
The
Oh, was
golden
it?
barrel. The
Golden,
golden
barrel.
barrel. The golden barrel.
Okay. The
Golden barrel.
barrel that you're saying is definitely correct. It used to be called the golden barrel. It's now just called the caramel swirl.
Fantastic.
It was like a chocolate toffee cup. It went chocolate toffee cup, golden barrel, caramel swirl.
Okay.
Harry.
I think, and again, this could be roses. We're getting into that territory. There is just a chocolate one. There's just a bit but it's always incredibly hard chocolate. I find
Milk choc block. Yes,
Choc
it's
block.
the green one.
Yes.
The green one.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, Lewis.
We've had the orange cream. I think
Yeah.
there's an orange hard chocolate, maybe like orange crunch.
Oh, orange
It
crisp,
is.
is it?
Oh.
It's called the orange crunch.
It is the
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, that means you are now out of current quality street options.
Oh.
You will now have to be guessing at previous ones, some of which I
Right.
do remember, and I'm younger than all of you, so you may remember. So,
Okay.
Harry. No, Michael.
I've got two.
Okay.
I'm gonna be open with you. I think there was either a caramel cup or a raspberry cream. I'm gonna go caramel cup.
Wow.
Oh no, no caramel cup.
Well, repetition. You've already said that.
Yeah. That was the barrel, right?
No, there was the
not
caramel
caramel.
barrel, but I thought there was also a caramel cup. That must have been in roses. There was a caramel cup.
Yeah. No, stop talking about caramel cups, Mike. You're out the game. It's down
Oh.
to two. It's down to two. Harry, you're up next.
Well, I mean, so we're just guessing now, but they in the old days,
Yeah.
like there'll be like a rum barrel or something like that, rum liqueur.
Oh, rum. Ah, it's interesting that you think that,
Yeah.
because you are
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
wrong, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
you've
was
missed-
there some sort of liqueur though?
No,
Some sort of alcoholic one? No,
these
never.
were family friendly.
Oh, family friendly.
friendly. Lewis, did you
Oh,
have any
right.
more in your locker?
Oh, if I say no, do I win by default or
You've won by default anyway.
No,
Oh,
I was thinking. I was guessing really that there might have been some kind of mint chocolate type one.
There was, I believe. Yeah, there was a mint option, a mint fondant. There was a
There you
mint
go.
fondant. Other ones that you could have had, I won't read all of them. An almond octagon. Uh, these two are, well, I'll save these two as the last ones because they're proper weird. Apricot delight,
Oh.
toffee
Oh.
square, fruits of the forest cream. I remember
Oh
that
yes,
one.
I remember that one. Yeah.
You could have had, this would have been controversial, Smarties, because as part of a
What?
2004 promotion, they put little mini packs of Smarties in the Quality Street.
Ridiculous.
You
What
could
what sort
have
of a
had that.
mismatch is that?
All right, Michael, pipe down.
Well, I mean, Smarties are aimed at like 5-year-olds. Quality Street are aimed at pensioners.
Well, that's your opinion.
Well, it is.
Your
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
When you were 5, would you have eaten a Quality Street?
No, I would have said where are the Smarties, please.
Right, okay. Well,
I guess at Christmas time, it's nice. You got the generations together.
yeah. Honeycomb
Something for
Crunch
everyone.
could have had. Malt
Darn it!
toffee, malt toffee
Yeah.
only recently went the malt toffee. That was decent. You could have had the hazelnut cracknel, which I assume was hazelnutty.
Named after James.
I was going to say something to do with
Yes,
James.
yeah. You've also got the, and I'll pronounce this wrong,
Okay.
Montelimar nougat. I would call it a Montelimar nugget. At one point you had that, and then a couple of really weird ones. The gooseberry cream.
Oh.
Ooh.
I would have liked that. I'd be in on that. And finally, Mike wouldn't have liked to have eaten these before going to school. Could have caused all sorts of issues. A fig fancy.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no! Do I not like
Delicious.
that?
Yeah, not good at all. But
That
gentlemen,
feels like a very Second World War type chocolate.
doesn't it?
Big
Just,
fancy.
fig fancy. Nothing. I mean, you could call a fig fancy, but it's not going to be fancy. Figs are a trap. Gents, that was the quiz. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. Now, we have got listener questions, but it's worth pointing out a lot of listener questions were anger about the decreasing sizes of the box, which, historically, for people who live outside the UK, these boxes were 1.2 kilograms. They are now 600 grams.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they were 1.2 kilograms as near as 2009.
But they were metal, though, weren't they? Were they measuring the actual tin as well?
No, that was just the contents.
That was just the
I mean,
content, right?
I don't read too much into it, but that was the year that the Tories came into power.
Oh,
Uh,
austerity.
Yes,
Just
yeah,
saying.
yeah, Michael.
Just saying.
So, yes, it's that bad, and a lot of people have talked about shrinkflation, and some of our questions were just moaning about shrinkflation. Someone on the Daily Mail website, and I quote, said, "Quality Street, more like bad neighbourhood," which
Very
lovely
good.
piece of work. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger there, but
It's slightly different though, I think, because the size of the chocolates hasn't reduced. It's just the size of the tin that they come in. Because
correct.
the old adage about wagon wheels and magnums is that the actual product has got smaller. It's just the amount in the tin has got smaller.
This is true. This is true. I mean, they're 620 grams now. They were 1,200 grams in
Before
2009.
you start writing in.
Yeah, just please hold the
20.
complaint. Hold the complaint. So in 2009, you would get 110 sweets in a box, and now you get 62. It's big differences. And that's Tory power, Mike. That's what you're blaming it on, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Garth asks, he actually points out the green triangle is underrated. Please discuss. Now, the green triangle, for those who do not know, are probably one of the worst ones in the tin, in my humble opinion. And to quote Quality Street, it's a smooth hazelnut flavour centre in a delicious milk chocolate triangle.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I quite like them. I quite like the green triangle. It wouldn't be in my top 3, but it would be sort of somewhere mid table.
What's your top three, Lewis? Come on.
Yeah,
Oh.
let's do this. Yep.
Right. Purple one. Strawberry cream. Orange cream.
Oh,
Oh, although actually, maybe a caramel one. Another caramel barrel or whatever would probably sneak in there. Actually.
Oh, caramel cup. Do you eat? Is it caramel cup? you mean?
Caramel cup. Caramel barrel. Did someone mention a caramel cup? Yeah.
Harry, what's your top three?
Well, I do like the toffee penny.
Yeah.
You know,
You strike me as someone, and I've often thought this with
Okay.
quite hardy teeth.
well, I was going to say it sorts your fillings out.
Yeah, it puts me on edge. The toffee penny.
Does it?
Yeah, because you're halfway through eating it, you think, is this worth the potential dentist bill? That's the and it's not. It's not worth it. Sorry, carry on.
And then it's all about the teeth actually, because I like the block of chocolate one that we've and then the strawberry cream, but I wouldn't touch an orange swirl if it bit me on the bum.
Orange and chocolate works quite well, doesn't it?
I don't think it does.
No,
Don't you?
I don't like the orange crunch, but I do like the orange cream.
I like
Really?
it. I like it. Chocolate orange. I was hoping to do a podcast about it, but
Yeah, we will do a podcast about chocolate orange. Did you know that the chocolate orange and don't not tune in to any future chocolate orange podcast because you know this, but the chocolate orange was originally, when they were mucking around, they wanted to do a chocolate apple, but people didn't particularly like it, so they went with
can
orange.
see why.
Yeah, you don't get any apple chocolate stuff.
Well,
That's not,
you do
it's not
sometimes get an
combination.
apple covered in chocolate at Halloween time.
That's toffee.
No, you do also get chocolate ones.
Do you?
You do get chocolate ones, but they're not the
Defo.
same.
They're
Are
not
they-
nice.
Is that from Morrison's?
More reasons to shop at Morrison's.
They're not going to sponsor us, Mike.
What's your top three, Phil? Quality
Yeah,
Street?
yeah. Come on.
Oh, out of the current batch, the fudge,
Ooh.
probably strawberry one, strawberry delight, which is a strawberry fondant wrapped in dark chocolate, and I don't even like dark chocolate. And then either one of the orange ones, or maybe the coconut eclair. You know,
Oh, controversial.
Oh yeah. Do you feel that Quality Street a bit old fashioned now? And roses, because you've got the sort of young pretenders, don't you? The celebrations and the heroes rather taken over.
And the Lindor kind of ones.
Oh well, the
oh
great,
well, la di da.
The posh
yeah.
ones.
but a Lindor. I mean, that's got to be the best. I mean, as a wrapped confectionery, Lindor has got to be the top one.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Do you
Oh yeah.
Lewis, do you, as a vicar, I imagine you get quite a few boxes of chocolates or biscuits or given to you at Christmas. Do you get many Lindor? I imagine that to be quite a vicar-worthy gifting.
No, you know what? I'm not sure we do. I think we get a lot of biscuits. You do get a biscuit selection is probably high on what we get.
Okay.
Right, your
oh,
top three?
Oh, thanks. I was wondering when it was coming. Country fudge.
Oh,
Yes.
oh dear.
Still calling it country, are we?
Still calling it country fudge. Good old days.
I'll set up with just fudge. If
He wouldn't like a town fudge. We know that.
I don't understand why people would take a toffee penny when the toffee sticks are there, because you've got both the hard toffee and the chocolate.
Finger. I've told you this. Toffee finger.
Oh yeah, it's toffee drumstick, as I'm calling it now.
Yeah. Drumstick.
And so fudge. I don't like the creams. I'd go coconut eclair.
Okay. Well, you're wrong.
I
but
quite
fine.
like the hazelnut and caramel, but I don't like the hazelnut. So I sort of suck until the hazelnut comes, and then I lose the hazelnut.
I am surprised not more people have gone for the purple one because
I don't like nuts in
No,
chocolate.
yeah,
I don't like
nuts,
nuts
yeah.
savoury.
because purple one is what is the one that
What was that, Phil?
I don't like nuts that aren't savoury.
Right. Okay.
because the purple one was one that you could buy just purple ones, couldn't you? At one point in time.
Yeah, they rebranded it the big purple one, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It did,
Phil,
yeah.
Phil, you've had, I mean, in the last 30 seconds, so many opportunities to play Nigella's reference to nuts.
And now I have nuts to attend to.
There we go.
I actually I misinterpreted what you said, Phil. Actually, I thought you were saying that nuts were savoury, but very much like bread is savoury, and
Like Mike thinks
that's
bread
why
is
you
savoury,
couldn't
yeah.
have
Yeah.
you couldn't have chocolate.
That's
Yes,
what
no,
I thought.
yeah, I was mainly mocking Michael, but
Okay, lovely.
yeah.
Thank you. Well, always a pleasure.
We have got
What,
some other
what do you
listener
feel
questions.
about chocolate
Okay.
covered pretzels, Mike?
No, don't like it.
No?
Don't like
Oh,
it. No, sweet and savoury.
Yeah,
they're
yeah, no,
nice.
that's true, but it is nice though. Anyway, sorry, questions.
Questions. So, actually, Layla, who's my youngest, asked because they've got to take in chocolate for the chocolate tombola today at school. You know, you can wear a Christmas jumper if you bring in
Yeah.
chocolate, that sort of thing. And she's taking a box of matchmakers, and the matchmakers say Quality Street matchmakers.
Yes. Yes, I've seen this.
Oh,
Yeah, they're rebranding them to try and make them seem more part of a gift range.
Yeah. Did she go mint, honeycomb, or orange?
Mint, which
Okay.
you know,
It's the standard.
it's the standard, but they have never been in a tin of Quality Street, the matchmaker. So.
No.
I'd completely forgotten about matchmakers. I like matchmakers. That's where I'm going to be. I'll see you in Tesco's later on, Harry. I'll be there with a box of matchmakers.
yeah, lovely.
Harris, stockpiling Lindor.
I'll be buying a Lindor. I tell you.
You can get the Lindor if you go to certain supermarkets. I think it's Sainsbury's actually, where you can get Lindor pick and mix.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
There's a Lindor shop in Gumwolf Keys in Portsmouth. Where you
Oh,
can
don't tell me that. I bought Amy for a birthday a massive, the biggest box of Lindor you can find on Amazon, and on the morning of her birthday, my son, who was 8, sat and consumed 3/4 of this before anyone else had a look in. But anyway, yeah.
I know this is the Quality Street podcast, but Lindor, there's some sort of magic in the middle of them. Why are they always cold?
The coolness.
Why are they cold? What
we'll
is that?
Get to Lindor if you want to do Lindor another week when it's not
please.
when it's not Christmas. I think
Okay.
because Lindor is an all year round.
Much more all year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So question. So we had that question from Layla. So the reason is they're just trying to make it more exciting and more gifted because they were dying, weren't they, matchmakers? I mean, Lewis said himself he'd forgotten they existed. The orange ones are yum. Love them. Andy asks, Phil, is it true that you like a big purple one?
Andy.
Oh, that's right. Well,
that's very carry on TripAdvisor, isn't
it? Yep. Okay. No, I don't. Hazelnut. I don't like sweet hazelnuts. I only like them savoury.
Savoury nuts.
Kerry says if only Quality Street tins were still the size they used to be, and the paper wrapping makes them not the same. Because that last year they changed over to a paper wrapper. Traditionally they were in foil and then like a matching coloured cellophane, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
How much of an impact is that making? Do you think?
Well, I'll tell you, it's enough of an impact that Quality Street have had to do something about it. And if you give me a short moment, I will tell you what they've done about it because they are a bit worried about it and it's obviously affected their sales. So here we go.
So hang on. So the paper wrappers have affected the sales?
Well, people have been complaining about it. That's
like Kerry.
Like Kerry, who's got nothing better to do than complain about the fact that people are trying to not kill the planet.
Yeah.
But by the way, Kerry is lovely. Please don't hurt me. But this is what they've done about it, and this might shock you. This is their newest advert that I'm just about to play you.
John Barnes, I'm back again, here to change up the rapping game. Papers in, get on trend, on recycling, let's depend. Green, purple, gold and red, time to top up the QS cred. Keep it simple, keep it sweet, don't go dissing on Quality Street. We're Bitter sweets, fresh from the tin, recycling, yeah, that's man's thing. Don't go wasting your QS paper, you'll be branded a wrapping traitor. Next time your hands in a tin, scrambling round for the chocolate ting. Remember, when you finish your treat, to recycle your quality street. So catch me if you can, I'm the recycling man.
Well, you get the idea.
It's
John
no
Barnes.
Perry Como, is it?
Oh, I love that. That's
You love
actually
it.
Oh, I love it.
Do you?
That's amazing. That's
That has
amazing.
upset me greatly. I've got to tell you.
Oh, I really enjoyed that. That's made my day.
I read yesterday that John Barnes has filed for bankruptcy, and that with that context, that whole advert makes a lot more sense. I think.
Oh, has he? That's sad.
I would have loved to have sat in that meeting, for the advertising company, and the guy steps up and says, "I've got a really good idea,"
Oh,
He's the QS man.
Yeah.
Dear.
Oh dear.
Stop him if you can, because he's the recycling man as well.
Yeah. Oh, that is deeply upsetting. One of the great things, and I'm pretty sure this is what Kerry meant by her question, is that one of the great things in life is to take two of the different color cellophane wrappers, put them to your eyes, and pretend you've got 3D glasses at the cinema.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah,
it? I mean, it's one of
yeah,
the
yeah.
and so you probably can't do that with John Barnes's Wrap It If You Can, or whatever it was called.
Yeah,
That's
true.
Yeah.
Not since. I mean, that is on a par with the film star Russell
Crowe.
No,
Watson.
No, he was in Wedding Crashers.
Beardsmore.
No.
T. Davis, writer of Doctor
Vince
Who.
Vaughn and
Yeah, I know him, but I've just got a horrible feeling his name's not Russell.
well, it might not be actually. Anyway, it's on a par with him doing sofa adverts and Snoop Dogg doing the Just Eat.
Yeah, Owen Wilson is who you mean.
Wilson.
Oh yes, Owen
sofa.
Wilson.
Nowhere near Russell.
No.
Yeah, completely
No,
wrong
but-
there.
Yeah, it's right on a par with Owen Wilson and Snoop Dogg, I would say.
Would you
And
say it's
all of the what's the food one that Deliveroo or whatever it is that they seem to have all these
Yeah, Just Eat.
Just Eat. Oh, was that what you said, Mike? Sorry.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg.
I'm distracted by the top of your head, to be honest, mate.
Sorry.
You look like you're trying to remain anonymous on South Today.
Not for the first time.
Not for the first time.
more questions though? More
Ali
questions.
Taylor.
More questions. Come on now, people. Steve says,
I used to sell a Christmas tree to. Actually, I probably shouldn't say this. It's probably
No, come on.
a breach of data. Well, Bryony Leyland off of
Right,
South
don't-
Today. Yeah.
Is she a Weather girl?
This is the best humble brag coming I've ever heard.
No. Okay. So I've got several things to say. My father. So Bryony Leyland has got a very nice head of hair, very thick hair, but that's beside
What's
the point.
her role, please, Harry? What's her
She's
job?
a reporter on South Today.
She's a reporter. Okay.
Which is a regional news program
South
for
Today
those who live abroad.
in the South BBC South region.
Yes.
So this is an aside. My father-in-law thought there was a man employed by South Today called Brian E. Leyland. And we had a hilarious Sunday lunch on trying to explain it to him. Anyway, Brian E. Leyland is married to former Newsround and now South Today reporter. I've forgotten what his name is. What's his name?
Russell.
No,
Russell.
not
something, isn't it?
Russell. No. You know.
John Craven.
No. Finn.
Andy Peters.
No, not Andy Peters. Roger Finn.
Right.
Remember
okay.
Roger Finn? Anyway.
No. But
I'm
carry
familiar
on.
with Roger
you
Finn.
don't
Everyone
remember-
listening will know Roger Finn.
Bryony Leyland and Roger Finn.
I don't remember Roger Finn from Newsround, but I do know him from South Today.
So he took over after John Craven went to Country File.
Roger
Finn.
Finn.
No,
Anyway,
Dan, you on this.
he was the broom cupboard heartthrob for a time. Anyway,
Okay.
he
Had a heart attack in 2022. Roger Finn.
yeah. That's,
Bless him.
God, way to
Is this
ruin
the
my
anecdote?
anecdote.
Is this what we're building
Yeah,
Oh,
to?
he
sorry.
had a heart
You caused
attack.
it. You caused it.
Anyway, I used to. I was going to mention this earlier, actually, when we were talking about Christmas trees. It's a previous existence of mine was a Christmas tree salesman in the local garden centre, and every year I used to sell a Christmas tree to Roger Finn and Brian E. Leyland, who are married in real life and have several children.
Oh, how exciting.
Is that where the anecdote ends?
Yeah, that's it.
Just to be clear. Okay. No, good.
I can't actually remember why I started telling you that now. I'm sure there was an important reason.
Wow, what a place to finish.
I mean, that feels like a great.
We've got questions.
That feels like a great way to
Question.
finish.
People.
Why
Steve
did I start
says-
saying that? I cannot remember.
So listen back. You might find out. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I'll
Steve
listen.
says,
I'll listen on Monday.
how small could a box go before it is simply too small and you wouldn't buy it?
Well, the price has come down. In fairness, I mean, you can get the tubs at £4 a pop now. If you've got a club card or a
Club car, yeah, they're always on offer.
or a Morrison's members card. Well, reasons to shop at Morrison's. I mean, there's
Give it up.
Right. Question here. Now we're talking about the tubs of chocolate. If there's a choice between a tub of Roses, tub of Quality Street, where are you going?
Quality Street, because Roses changed their
Oh,
chocolate
no.
when they were bought out by the American,
Oh, okay, right.
and it's not the same.
Because I remember when Joe and I were first married, we used to have a family member who every Christmas I would get a box of Quality Street, and Joe would always get Roses. It felt like sort of the man got Quality Street, the woman got Roses, and I always thought Roses were better.
they
I
both
was always
feel
a bit
fairly.
upset.
They both feel fairly effeminate, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, I'm afraid I wouldn't have either. I went for a
You'd throw them back.
Yeah,
In the giver's face.
I'd
Give
insist
them
on
back.
Heroes.
Bring me Lindor.
Heroes. Well, yeah. Heroes is where it's at. I'm afraid.
Oh,
And I went
nice.
through the celebration phase, and I think we've all been there. But now I'm into
Sure.
Heroes, and these days, because I had to buy an emergency box last night, you get 2 full-size twirls in a box of Heroes at the moment.
Wow.
Did you know that?
What?
No.
What?
Is
That
it a
is
new
odd.
thing? Yeah. I opened them up. There they were.
Wow. It's a bit like the Smarties phase.
Yeah, there we go.
Like,
Maybe it's a mistake, like when you get a Kit Kat and there's no biscuit in the middle.
no, it's happened a couple of times.
Right,
Of
okay.
times. So it's obviously a new thing. But
Lads,
Quality Street, gents. Not to
Yeah.
get us back to Quality Street. I'm just desperately aware that Mike will disappear
got-
at one moment. 'cause
I've got to go now.
oh,
Yeah, there
okay,
we go.
right.
But if you can try and handle this without me, lads, without my expertise of Quality Street,
You rushed that toilet, Mike. We don't want any
I've
more
got
incidents.
another window open on my calendar. You see.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, has your
Cheers,
alarm
lads.
gone off? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Bye
Bye,
now.
Michael.
Bye.
So Quality Street Lewis marketed themselves, like I say, based on these two characters from Jay and Barry's play, and a lot of their marketing, especially in the early days, was based around couples. There was always this couple on the box, including one, and I'm going to say it, where the man is given quite a sultry face, and
Oh,
there's a
dear.
lady in a swimsuit on a beach. And then there's another one where there's a man being kissed by 2 women. Those were the days. So maybe the Quality Street was to share,
Well,
and
the good old
Roses was
days.
the good old days. So maybe the Quality Street was to share.
When Phil was young and free.
Maybe the Roses were just for Joe, and the Quality Streets were to share because they're more indicative of sharing than Roses are.
That's true.
Oh,
So
That's
maybe
true.
neither were really for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
Can I just say I think it's quite important at this juncture. I told you that J.M. Barry's name was John Matthew earlier. I did actually make that up. It turns out it's James Matthew, just to put everyone. So
It's an excellent guess, though.
Yeah, it was. I got the Matthew right, but it's actually James Matthew for all completists there.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, right.
So
Question.
how small could a box go before you wouldn't buy it? I'm not buying it any smaller than 600 grams now.
So you'd
But
lose,
I would.
you'd lose the 20 grams then.
Lose the 20 grams. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Is
think
that
you can't.
what- That's what miniature heroes are. 600.
Yep.
Nick says, if you could invent your own new chocolate combination to be in there, what would it be? Harry?
Ooh, I'd go for a spherical one with an oddly cold chocolate centre.
And what would you call that?
Hindor.
Can't argue with that really.
No, well, I don't. There's not. I mean, you can't really reinvent the chocolates. It's all been done, really, haven't they?
I would like to make a mini version of the 90s chocolate bar, the Maverick. And we will do an episode on extinct chocolate bars, but in my
Yeah.
eyes, that was always the best. It had toffee, biscuit, caramel, all encased in chocolate. So something like that.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but
It's decent. It was around the same time that Cadbury's did a Fuse bar.
Oh, I did like a fuse bar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The Maverick didn't have nuts, and as I've established, I don't like
Can't have nuts in chocolate.
kind of nuts that are sweet. Okay. What Vicky says? Why don't they make tubs of just green triangles? I mean, there's a lot of love for green triangles.
Get yourself down to Sainsbury's and go to the Quality Street Pick a Mix.
Yeah, they're quite sickly, I think. I mean, I
You
think
can-
that. Sorry, I'm going to harp on about Lindor again, but the beauty of the coldness of Lindor is it cuts across the quite richness of it, whereas actually the praline in a green triangle is very rich.
Oh,
Very
all right,
rich.
Heston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very, very.
I'm
Heston.
not being funny, Lewis, but if anyone's going to be Heston, it's you, my friend.
I will happily take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Question here from Joe. Did everyone in the 80s joyously open a tin of Quality Street only to find there was a sewing kit inside?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Wait,
Well, it's a
Oh,
classic.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I know. I'm with you. Yeah.
it's either a sewing kit or when your kids are doing cooking at school, it's what their cookery comes back in.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's or a ton of buttons, suggests Jackie.
Mm.
Joe also asked, what chocolates does everyone have left at the end in your houses?
Oh, coffee. We don't like the coffee. I mean, like, it's the Great Jeopardy, which isn't probably a Jeopardy, but I don't like. I like coffee, drinking coffee,
Yes,
but
yes.
I do not like coffee cake or coffee chocolates.
Well,
It's odd.
that's
It's very odd.
tomatoes and tomato sauce, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
what-
well, that's to say Marmite and Twiglets. It's the same. It's the same sort of thing.
Lewis.
It'd be coconut in our house only because I don't mind them. It wouldn't be my top one, but no one else in the house is going coconut.
But they're the best color wrapper, the coconut one. That nice, rich, deep blue. Oh,
Or
Yeah, I
is
like
it
that.
though? This is the question. Now they've used the paper ones.
yeah, this is
Oh.
true.
What does John think about it?
We had some Quality Street at work that we were eating last week, and there wasn't a single coffee one in there. And Quality Street are listing coffee as a current option.
Oh,
This is controversial.
oh crikey!
Harry, you may well be aware of this, but certainly Lewis and I
Yeah.
won't have.
Yeah.
The coffee cream is only available in selected John Lewis and Waitrose stores this Christmas.
Oh,
Oh.
This is
Um,
outrageous.
Oh, right. Because I chop at John. Okay, right. Sorry, I got you. Yeah. Obviously.
I think famously you're the one who we
You're
fill with Waitrose.
No,
With your
I've got a
Waitrose carrier bag.
Exactly. It's just a bag. It's just a bag. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That might make me go to Waitrose and buy them from there. Well, if anything, it's been a good advert for Waitrose today. Yeah. What's left in our one at home would probably be the toffee pennies. Toffee pennies.
No.
Yeah. Dave says, why don't they just get rid of the toffee pennies and do a tub with just strawberry and orange creams? Lewis?
Because they're not insane, I imagine.
I'd quite like a tub of orange and strawberry creams. That's some of my favourites, but I'd miss the others.
A couple of years ago, Quality Street did some individual. Now they're not always in tins, are they? Sometimes they're in a cardboard sleeve box type thing that's slightly cheaper and you get a lot less in there. And they did for a limited time ones that were just the fruit ones and ones that were just the fudges and the toffees. So you could select in 2021. I'd go for, Dave. So if you can travel back in time, then you're good to go. But that pretty much completes the questions, because the rest of the questions were arguments about toffee pennies, fruit, and all the favorite ones. But statistically, the most popular one is the purple one, the hazelnut and caramel. That is the most popular one, and that is Lewis's most popular one. So, congratulations,
Lewis, man of the people, Lewis.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, any other business, gents, before we depart?
We've had a bit of listener feedback, which I did enjoy when we were putting up about an upcoming podcast. Now, you're going to have to help me with the exact wording, Phil. What was it? It was something like, this episode was moderately interesting, or something like this, which I very much enjoyed as a feedback.
Yeah, we have had some feedback, so thank you. We do appreciate it. I think the quote was, this episode was actually remotely interesting.
That was it.
Yeah. But it was the mince pies with your mum, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Yes.
Yeah. True.
I was having a conversation with Joe, not one of our regular Joes, but the Joe who lives in my house. And she did point out to me this week that she does like Phil's voice. She finds it very soothing.
What she means is monotone and dull.
No,
and it helps her sleep.
No, not well. That bit may be true. The rest of it.
I've got some great news for her. And if she doesn't, she would never get this far into a podcast. So if you want a really good present, I'm happy to do you a copy of Uncle Phil's stories.
Yes, please.
What I made for all of my nieces and nephews in our family, and it's me reading popular children's books, including Bear Snores On, Sharing a Shell, various other ones. I can even print you off a cover. I photoshopped my face onto an old man sitting on a rocking chair, and it's just me reading the stories.
You know what? This would absolutely make her Christmas.
So
yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, I can make that happen.
I mean, I think this is a podcast extra, isn't it? You can put these out as a Christmas treat.
I mean, if the first merchandise we do off the back of our ChipAdvisor podcast is me reading children's stories, I'll be very upset. It's not what we need. Lewis, not Lewis, you are Lewis. Harry, any other business?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
No, fine.
No.
Well, gents, I'm very grateful for your time. It's lovely to have Harry back on the show. And we didn't get to play Mince or Mince for the Mince Pie episode, so we'll have to try and target, I don't know, after eights or something next time, so we can get another round in.
Yeah.
Apologies, and it has been not brought up as a complaint necessarily, but certainly been pointed out by some of our international listeners that they don't always know exactly what we're talking about. So I hope that we have explained Quality Street better this week. That maybe, because there's always the assumption that people haven't any idea what we're talking about, and rightfully so, they have brought it up. That at times they understand it off when we go off on segues more than when we actually talk about the product in question. So hopefully we've addressed that with Quality Street and explained what they are a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, it does beg the question: why are they listening in the first place?
Oh. Because it helps them sleep. It's like very much like no. And if that listener wants to get in touch, I'll send you a CD. I'll sign it.
Are we like the podcast equivalent of Nightle?
Right, don't put that in your reviews on Apple. But do feel free to leave us a review on Apple or rate us on Spotify. We've got loads of ratings on Spotify, like nearly double figures, which is exciting. And just news update, Google Podcast is closing soon, so you will have to switch over to an alternative platform.
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It's a shame. I use Google Podcasts, even though I've got Spotify, because my youngest shares my Spotify account when she goes to sleep. So often it's just easier to listen on Google. But
To
yeah,
old
she,
Chip Advisor podcast.
well, no, not to, so you know, like they do the Spotify Wrapped thing at the end of each year. They tell you what you've listened to most.
Oh yeah.
Because my 7-year-old, she just turned 7. Happy birthday! She uses my Spotify account every night. My most listened to top 5 songs are all from the musical Matilda. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. I never have anything nice to share on. They do that so you share it and show what kooky character you are and what music you listen to. And all of mine are Matilda. It's not good. Gents, we should go. Really. Been waffling on a lot. CDs are not for sale unless there's a big clamour for
Yeah,
that.
come on. Start knocking them out.
Chip Advisor branded CDs. To be honest, if you want any of us to read children's stories for a price, we'll do it. I'm sure I speak for Mike there as well. For a price, he'll do anything. Have a lovely week, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.